Saturday, March 20th, and we're moving on to the next step. I'm working on cutting out these rabbets to accommodate the mortises we cut in the cross pieces. This is the shorter of the two vertical posts. So hopefully you can see with this pencil line I've measured out the area that we need to cut. So this penciled out area here, and this rectangle in the middle is what will remain to slide into that mortise we cut in the cross piece. And the same thing down at this end. So in order to do this, we've built yet another jig. It's basically a sled for the table saw, and you can see I've got a Farmall front drawbar there for a little bit of counterweight on the front corner there. Want to make sure the plywood sits nice and flat. So I'll show you how we get the piece jigged up. There's a hardwood runner that runs in the one slot here, and then I'm using the miter gauge as well. And then there's two handles, and I've got this little clamp down. So all we do is take a piece, we bring it over to where we're going to want to make our first cut. A little bit of spacer block here, and then that locks it into place. And all we're going to do is make the first pass, move it over a little bit, make another pass all the way across. So we're taking out this section here. I've got this stop block set up right up into the line. So we will go ahead and try the first pass right now. So I moved on to sanding next. I chose to sand the parts before assembly because they're easier to move around and easier to get into the tight corners. So I did 120 grit followed by 150 grit with the palm sander there on all the faces. I followed that just with a piece of 150 grit in my hand, softening all the edges, rounding them over just slightly to take any sharpness away so they're soft to the touch.
So I went along and did that to all 4 pieces. I'm just showing the one cross piece here. Next up, we're going to demonstrate how the joinery fits together. So you can see the short vertical post here sliding into one of the cross pieces. I'm grabbing the mallet because we do have a fairly tight fit. So a few taps and that goes right in there. So very happy with how it turned out, nice and square. Now the lower cross piece comes into the lower tenon. Not as tight because the vertical post is only making contact on one side, but still a very tight joint. Now walking around to the other side, we will show the taller vertical post. So that has to go in squarely as well. Going to require the mallet for that upper joint again. A few taps of the mallet and it slides in there tightly. And there we have the outdoor wooden gate frame. And you can see our groove cut to accommodate the plywood. It's looking good.
Now we let the glue dry for a good 3 hours and I just took the clamps off. Happy with how it came together. The joints came together nicely. We've got some excess glue to take off now, but everything is nice and square. And next we'll be moving on to installing the angle brace right here. And we already have our stock ready to go for that. We've just got to figure out and cut these angles, but that will be in the next episode. So we'll see you then.